Fatalities occurred in Nashville and in Clarksville, approximately 40 miles to the northwest. A violent tempest had made its presence known, unleashing itself in the chilling guise of tornadoes and other severe weather conditions. It was a typical Saturday when the sky began to darken ominously, transforming the usual bright landscape into a foreboding canvas of impending doom. The air turned thick with fear, despair, and the residual anxiety that clings to the human psyche with the knowledge of an impending natural catastrophe. As the residents of Tennessee, the picturesque southeastern U.S. state known for its distinct cultural heritage and natural beauty, started preparing for the worst, they bore a collective strength, a resilience that was awe-inspiring. Despite the looming disaster, the people of Tennessee stood firm, their courage evident in their actions, their faith unwavering in the face of adversity. Soon, tornadoes, fierce and unyielding, began ripping through the beautiful landscapes of these violent winds of nature, ruthlessly tore through the state, leaving trails of destruction in their wake. The winds, wild and powerful, were relentless in their destruction. They shattered the peace of the towns, reducing vibrant communities to ghost towns, mere remnants of their former selves. The storm, callous and merciless, cared little for the properties, livelihoods, and most importantly, lives that were being brutally torn apart in its fury. The destruction was reported in several areas across Tennessee. Homes once filled with laughter and love were demolished. Sturdy buildings were toppled over. Majestic trees that had stood tall for years were ruthlessly uprooted, and cars were tossed about like insignificant playthings. Infrastructure that had taken years, even decades to build was reduced to rubble within mere moments. This was not a storm to be taken lightly. It was a force of nature that displayed its wrath without any remorse or respite. In addition to Tennessee, the storms also caused significant damage in Kentucky, the neighboring state. However, the calamity wasn't restricted to these two states. It spread its wings of devastation over a much larger radius. Kentucky wasn't prepared for the destruction brought on by the storm, making the devastation even more severe, vast, and widespread. Tragically, 6 people lost their lives after tornadoes and severe weather carved a path of destruction across Tennessee that Saturday. Each of these lives was precious. Each individual had a story that was abruptly and tragically cut short by the storm. Families were torn apart, friends lost, and communities were left to mourn the tragic loss of their members. 3 of the deaths occurred in Nashville, as reported by the city's Office of Emergency Management. Nashville, known for its vibrant music scene and lively culture, was severely affected. The tornadoes seemed to have a personal vendetta against this city, causing significant damage and taking 3 lives. Details about the exact extent of the damage weren't immediately available, as the authorities were still grappling with the magnitude of the disaster. The residents, the aid workers, the authorities, everyone was in shock. It was a tragedy of a scale that no one was prepared for, and they were all still trying to comprehend the extent of the damage. A photograph taken from the scene showed what appeared to be a massive pile of mangled debris. It was a grim image, one that encapsulated the true horror that the tornadoes left in their wake. The debris was all that was left of homes, businesses, and establishments that once stood proudly in the area, symbols of prosperity and community. In Montgomery County, where the town of Clarksville is located, 3 deaths were confirmed in an update posted shortly after 8 p.m. EST. The victims were 2 adults and 1 child. Clarksville, a town famous for its community spirit and close-knit residents, was left in a state of shock and mourning. The loss of 3 of its residents was a blow that would take a significant time to recover from. The victims were 2 adults and 1 child.